Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Ducker out here in a 28-30-foot Duckworth OS 2021-22. I'll tell you when I get off the boat. I don't want to go back and look at the serial number right now, but I guess I could. That way you know. Real nice boat. It's been kind of stormy out here lately. I got the rear entry door. It's a 2022. You got the 200 inline 4s. They're good motors. And I'll go through a lot of that probably when I get it back on the trailer. I could go through them here. They're 15 pitch props, stainless right and left. I got zincs on every cylinder, zincs on the block. I got the VTS working right now at 900 RPMs. It's got variable trim RPM or control, which you can go down about 650 for trolling. One motor did about 30 miles an hour, easy, about 4 seconds to plane, about 45 miles an hour WOT. Kicker motor, they got it will trim, but it will not start. That's probably either a fuse or a ground wire that he didn't get hooked up to the ignition up here, but it does trim, but it will not start, won't turn over, and that's typically a ground positive, so that's not a big deal. They can fire that up at the shop. 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer, stainless prop shaft, drive shafts, freshwater flush. Like I say, rear entry, magnetic. You just push this button here, and that releases this, and then it goes out, the magnet holds that. You got rear deck steering. They do need to bleed the steering back and front, and this control is for the kicker motors. These flip down, so you can sit on them, stand on them, get up around. Then over here, you got your pump out and fresh water. So your pump out's right there is wastewater, then there's your fresh water. Then over here you got your, I believe your diesel. Diesel's there, and then fuel's in the rear. And I'm going to turn this. You got your deck lights, they work, 28 offshore. You got your anchor light. I'm going to turn this here. You got dual batteries right here with the switch, and this is for your house batteries. That's your pickup for your wash down there. Got all the bilge pumps. 2 batteries are underneath that. You got your other battery charger. You turn this right here. And then, like you say, it's just now starting to kick up a little bit. Then you hit this here, doors down. That works. Storage up underneath there, large fish box. That pumps out on that switch up underneath. There we go, sea glaze door. Switch right there, that pumps your fish box out. You got suspension seats with flip up arms. The heater's on. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, so to turn it off, all you do is you push this button here until it blinks. Take your finger off. These two, this yellow one will go off. This one will stay on, then it will start blinking when it cools down. Don't ever shut all your, if you shut them down like that, let them completely shut down. Don't just go turn your batteries off or you'll throw them into a fault mode. To start them up, same thing, this light will be off. You just push until you see these lights flash, take your hands off. This should be lit up and that should be blinking. And then your refrigerator, I turn that on, make sure you, yeah, that's cold already. Make sure you shut that off when you're not using it. To the clockwise is off. All your lights work. You got a USB port right there, got one in the rear as well. You got your one wiper here, slider windows. That's your midship bilge pump in case you take water on, that beep will go off. That's a tester. Courtesy lights. That's those right there. And I'll just leave those on since we're running. Have the nav light horn works, wiper, single, all. Aft, center, and rear bilge pumps work, trim tabs work. Now this one's pretty straightforward, simple. I'm going to shut it off, but right now it's lit. That means it's working. So now if I want to power that off, I just hit this here. Whoop. Go here and here. See how it goes to fan? There's your power button. Then all you do is you press and hold that, and it says stopping, and it will shut this one off. And And this one's blinking, which means when that stops blinking and goes blank, that's shut off, then you can turn your battery switch off. Your light in here works. I can shut that off. You got your curtains up in there for your bathroom. There you go. Let me see. This flips like this. You just got your table flips down, makes into a bed. You got your 110 circuits. Your breakers are over there. Okay, bathroom. Then we'll get this straightened out a little bit. Time to show you the bathroom. Oh boy, it's raining now. Whoa! Shut the door, keep dry. Alright. There we go. And then you lift the lid. Okay, this here pumps it into your tank when it's like this. You'll see this. This is a flush. And again, you need to also lead the steering, and also available gallons aren't showing up on this right here, and there's a little leak. They need to tighten up this right here. See the water? And then to flush it, if you want to flush it in the holding tank, you just do this. Overboard, you do this. And the waste pump, you go the other way. There, you can hear it pumping out. So that's good. Turn off the light. Sink. This is antifreeze. That works. Turn that off. Okay, wipers. Now I'm on this Patrol. I go over here. See, I'm at 900. You just put them into gear. Now you go like this. See how the RPMs are going down? And then you just go over here to your normal gauges. Fuel. Then of course if you want to spin it, go left, go back until it stops. Then hit the starboard one ahead. Trim tab, that brings them up, what I'm doing right there. See how it's spinning the boat? Then you just control it by this one lever. And then we go down here and this just changes your modes. So where I would probably leave it is right. Fuel, speed, eco and flow, and tack. Now I need to give it more in reverse. To get it to spin, and you always want to make sure your motors are straight when you do that. See how it's turning me? But very slow because of the, there you go. See how it's turned me to the left, and then if I want to go to the right, then you just go starboard back, then port ahead, just like that. And then you can go over here on this one, and that just gives you both motors but single. You go over here and it does double, gives you both. So I got this pretty much set, so I'll just leave it right there. Gives me everything I need to know. So then if one motor, if you want one motor, but I'll show you this first on the planing. We'll hit it 1001. Make sure your trim's down. About 3 seconds to plane. Trim tabs are up, and I can steer with these. See, right, left. And if I want to go right, so I don't even need my steering wheel. I can just do it with the controls. Okay, planing, right about here, which is 20, you can get her down to about 23 miles an hour without using your trim tab. If you use your trim tabs, you can get her down at 10 miles an hour. Okay, so cruising, make sure those are lined up. Back. Okay, then you got a little bit of lean to that side. Hit this tab down, or just push up on it. There you go, and you can steer with those too, by the way. There, straighten it out. I try not to use the trim tabs unless I absolutely need to. It's about 4,300, 31, 14 gallons an hour. So wide open, I'm going to trim up. There's your trim indicators. Should hit 6,000. 6,045 miles an hour. That's pretty good. So then you bring it back. And see how that one shut off? Now that means that heater shut off. Oh, so now we're gonna trim these things all the way down. Just hold them down for 8 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna trim this motor down independently and trim that one down. Okay, I'm gonna shut that one off. I'm gonna trim that down. I'm gonna hit this. Now I'm gonna hit this one back. I'm gonna shut that off, 0. I'm gonna trim that motor up. And you can leave your key on. When you're doing it, it should turn yellow. There. That means you're pretty close, so you can shut the key off and trim it up a little bit more. Now we're gonna go on one motor. Of course, the tide's going in, so it's gonna be a little easier. Now I do have the tabs all the way down. This is one